your physics lecturer. In the preceding classes, we measured the momentum of a physical quantity, which is nothing but the product of mass and its velocity, which is depended by momentum P is equal to mass into velocity. Here P is a vector as velocity is a vector quantity, and it takes place in the direction of the momentum. And one more, a relation between the momentum and change of momentum in terms of impulse also. That means the rate of change of momentum. The force acting on a body is nothing but mass into acceleration, which can be written as m into v minus u by t, since the acceleration of a body is nothing but rate of change of velocity. So a can be replaced with v minus u by t, and further when t comes to left hand side, it's nothing but force into time is equal to m into v, mv minus mu. mv, mass into final velocity, represents final momentum of the body. Mass into initial velocity, this factor represents initial momentum of the body. Force into time can be replaced with the physical quantity impulse, hence impulse is equal to the change in momentum is called impulse. Yesterday we finished up to this content. Now let us take the next article. This example, see this example. Consider a vertical wall, vertical hard wall. When a ball of mass m is thrown against a wall, normally means, imagine this is normal, which makes 90 degrees with the surface of the wall. Let this the position of the ball, and in this direction the mass m is moving with the velocity v. Case 1. See, when the ball strikes the wall normally and it stops there, falls down simply. Once again, when a ball of mass m thrown with a velocity v normally hits the hard wall and it drops dead, it stops down. What is the change in momentum? What is the change in momentum? What do you mean by change in momentum? Final momentum minus initial momentum. Okay, now let's try to find what is the initial momentum. Since momentum is a vector quantity, you should be cautious in considering the direction of the velocity, because velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, fine. Coming to initial momentum. How it is? Mass into velocity. What is the mass? M into what is its velocity? V, because it is approaching the wall. Let us suppose its velocity is v. Okay, after hitting the wall, it drops dead. Means what? Its final velocity becomes how much? 0. That's why final momentum can be written as final momentum is equal to mass into velocity 0. Why? Because it stops there only. That's why no velocity. So final momentum 0 minus initial momentum mv. This is called change in momentum. Okay. Be careful once again. Here we have negative sign with the answer. So minus m. Plus mv means it is initial momentum of the body when it is going towards the wall. Coming to the negative sign, the change in momentum takes place in the opposite direction. That means it is away from the wall. Simply, change in momentum is away from the wall. This is case 1. Now let us consider case 2. Case 2. See, now same ball of mass m, it's thrown normally and hits the wall. It rebounds with the same speed. Right? It's not correct to say it rebounds with the same velocity. Same velocity means the same direction also we have to take. That's why let's do one thing. It's moving with velocity v and hits the wall, and again it rebounds. Rebounds means what? It is coming back in the same direction. This is a direction, and let v is the speed. Since we are mentioning the direction, just I am using the word speed only. It is nothing but having same magnitude but opposite in direction. In this case, change in momentum. Change in momentum. Okay. As usual, what is the formula? Final momentum P final minus the initial momentum P initial. What is initial momentum? Initial momentum and P initial is equal to mass into velocity. What is final momentum? Final momentum, mass is same but its velocity is minus v. It is nothing but minus mv. What about this negative sign? While the ball is approaching the wall, this velocity is taken as positive. When it is moving away after rebounds, it is moving away from the wall, hence the sign should be ascertained. It is nothing but negative. That's why it is m into minus v minus mv. Then what is the change in momentum? Change in momentum is equal to P final, that means minus mv, again minus P initial means minus mv. Minus mv and again minus mv, nothing but 2mv. This is. That means if we consider only the magnitude of change in momentum, we got 2mv, where this negative sign indicates away from the wall. That means the change in momentum takes place away from the wall. Away from the wall. Positive sign towards the wall, negative sign away from the wall. This is under this. Okay? Check once again. A ball of mass m moving with a velocity v normally strikes a hard wall and rebounds in the same direction. You can apply this to a numerical problem also. When one of your favorite bowler throws a ball and the batsman takes it straight drive, that means in the same direction back. That means velocity v and rebounds with the same amount, same quantity of velocity v. Then what is the change in momentum? As per requisition, P final minus P initial. Final means it has negative sign since it's moving away, and it has positive sign mv. Then totally 2mv. When we are speaking about only magnitude, so delta p is equal to only 2mv is taken. This is quantitative. Negative sign indicates that it is moving away from the wall. And here onwards, we can change according to our need. What is this? This is a change in momentum. So you have to think out where it relates with the force, how it relates with the impulse. It is nothing but the impulse caused. Impulse, what is the net impulse in this case? Directly it is nothing but 2mv. Since it is a change in momentum, if you know what is the contacting time between the collision of the ball and the wall, you can go for what that is the force acting on that, because force is equal to change in momentum by time. That means if you know the time of contact, you can calculate the force in this case. Like this we can apply for so many and different cases. Case 3. Now let's go for case 3. And one more thing, in all cases it may not be rebounds with the same speed, mind it. In all cases, for example, you can consider this case, that is third case, case 3. When a ball of mass m moving with a velocity v1 towards a hard wall strikes it normally and rebounds with a velocity v2. Here initial velocity is v1 and the final velocity is not v2, minus v2, including the cycles. Then what is the change in momentum? What is the change in momentum? See this, it is nothing but the change in momentum. Delta P is equal to what we have? P final minus P initial. Final momentum minus initial momentum. What is initial momentum? Initial momentum is equal to mass into initial velocity. What is initial velocity? V1. Is it positive or negative? We consider the sign as positive when the ball is moving towards the wall. That's why it is positive. What is P final? Same mass m into minus v2 you have. Why? Because away from the wall, what we sign adopt is it is negative. Since moving from left to right, I mean towards the wall, positive, from the wall away, this is negative. Net its value is minus mv2. Now substitute in the formula. That means the final m minus mv2 minus p initial. What is this? mv1. Come on, take minus m as common. Then it is nothing but v2 plus v1. Coming to magnitude of this change in momentum, you can take it as m into simply v1 plus v2. If the question also associates with what is the direction, since this negative sign indicates away from the wall, you have to mention clearly away from the wall. Away from the wall. That's how this is convolved. Then you may raise one question, sir, in both the cases we consider the change in momentum only in terms of what that is a normal hitting only. It may not be in all cases. That means no need of striking the ball normally in all cases. Then what is the possibility? Making certain angle with the ball. Let us see. It's interesting. Where there is some geometrical application also. While doing vectors, just recollect how to resolve a vector into two rectangular mutually perpendicular rectangular components. Exclusively while studying the trajectory of a projectile, the motion of a body is resolved into two mutually perpendicular components by name horizontal component and vertical component. Here also, see, I am going to adopt the same method here also. Again consider a vertical wall for perfect elastic collision. Once again I am mentioning it is hard rigid wall. Here the ball, just like in the previous case, the ball hits the wall at any angle. In the previous case, it hits the wall normally. In all cases, it may not be like this. Consider in this case, it hits the wall making certain angle and rebounds again as shown in the figure. See, let us consider this figure. This is a line of action. This is the line of action. Like this, the ball hits and it rebounds like this. This is the case. Here is the mass. Here is the mass m. It is moving in this direction. Whereas after rebounds, it is moving in this direction. For our convenience sake, let us draw a normal to mark the angle with which it inclines. See, let theta be the angle. This theta may be anything. Theta may be 30 degrees, 45, 60, whatever, as given in the problem. Let the ball hits the wall making an angle theta with the wall, as shown in the figure, and rebounds with the same angle. It's called symmetric collision. Symmetric collision. It's everyone's experience. If you a ball against a wall, it bounces with the same, making same angle. If you slotted, that means if you increase the angle, it increases the reflection, and if you decrease, it decreases also. If it is normal, it comes back normal to you only. Once again, you can catch the ball comfortably. See, This is. In such cases, you have to resolve the momentum of the ball before impact and after impact into two mutually perpendicular components. What is the momentum of this one? mv. This is a vector quantity, so this vector can be resolved into two components. You see, here the ball is approaching the wall, that's why I am drawing the vertical component like this, whereas it is moving in this direction, hence I will mark this momentum like this. These are the two rectangular components, and exclusively this is mv sin theta, and coming to this one, it is mv cos theta, mv sin theta and mv cos theta. After impact, what happens? See, it is moving away from the wall. It is moving away from the wall. It's a generalized thing. See, then its direction will be like this. Whereas coming to the horizontal component, it is moving in the same direction, just like in the previous case. It is. Once again, its value is mv cos theta. And what about this one? What about this one? mv sin theta. What is the difference? Here it is approaching the wall, whereas it is moving away from the wall. If we consider this one as positive, automatically this one should be negative. Because as we discussed, the momentum is a vector quantity, sign should be applied. That means here, see, this arrow mark, it is towards the wall. And the ball is moving towards the wall before hitting. And after hitting, it is moving away. In this case, the two components will be like this and like this. What you have observed in this case? If you observe carefully, there is no change in the momentum of the ball along the wall. So, what is the change in momentum parallel to the direction of the wall? Parallel to the direction of the wall. See, it is nothing but mv cos theta minus mv cos theta. It is nothing but in which direction? Momentum in the horizontal direction. So this gets cancelled naturally. This becomes equal to 0. What is the change in the vertical direction? That means momentum in the vertical direction is nothing but, see, it is minus mv sin theta. Okay, final momentum perpendicular to the direction of the wall minus initial momentum. It is minus mv sin theta, which is nothing but minus 2 mv sin theta. This is the change in momentum, and negative sign indicates that it acts away from the wall. That indicates 2 mv sin theta is the magnitude of change in momentum. Negative sign indicates that it acts away from the wall. That is the condition. Once again, shall repeat this article. When a ball of mass m is thrown against a wall making certain angle theta with the wall, and it rebounds making with the same angle and also with the same velocity, with the same speed. In this case, the momentum is a vector quantity. That's why we have to resolve the momentum in both perpendicular and parallelly. Let mv sin theta, it's normal to the wall, and mv cos theta, it is parallel to the wall. After hitting, once again this momentum is resolved as mv cos theta parallel to the wall and mv sin theta, but with a negative sign, because here the ball is approaching the wall and here it is moving away from the wall. There is no change in the horizontal direction. That's why mv cos theta final minus mv cos theta initial gets cancelled, resulting to 0. That means that there is no change in the momentum. And coming to vertical direction, final momentum minus mv sin theta, whereas initial momentum mv sin theta, result to minus 2 mv sin theta. When we are speaking about only the magnitude of the change in momentum, we can say 2 mv sin theta is the change in momentum of this one. What negative sign indicates? As usual, we consider the signs towards the wall positive and away from the wall negative. It is nothing but the negative direction, hence it is acting away from the wall. And see, it's a good question for you now. Here the angle made by the ball with the ball is theta in the data. A small change can change the total solution of this case. Instead of making an angle theta with the wall, what happens? For example, once again, this is the wall, and the ball hits the wall and it rebounds like this. In the previous case, we mentioned the angle here. The angle made by the ball with the wall is mentioned. Small change. If you are not cautious, there is possibility mistake. In the competitive examinations, NEET and JEE mains as well as advanced, one should cautious about every sentence in the problem. If the ball is making an angle theta with the normal, in the previous case only with the wall means this one, with the normal means this one. Again same, it rebounds making the same angle with the normal in the other side, continue with the velocity v and v. In this case, what is the change in momentum? I think no need of drawing once again the components separately. You can understand what is the difference is. For example, if this total is 90, this is 90, in the previous case this is theta, then what will be this one? It is nothing but 90 minus theta. What is the resultant? 2mv sin theta. That means in the place of theta, if we go for 90 minus theta, that goes to cos theta. That's why in this case, the change in momentum delta p is given as 2mv cos theta, not sin theta. The magnitude of the momentum is given as, what is in the previous case? It is 2mv sin theta when the ball is making an angle theta with the wall. But in this case, the ball is making an angle theta with the normal. In this case, the magnitude of change in momentum is given as 2mv cos theta. This is about, in some cases, and how to calculate the momentum of a body in different cases. Right. While bowling, a bowler throws a ball making certain angle with the bat, and the batsman deflected the ball with a certain angle. In these two cases, we can find out what is the change in momentum. Theta, that means initially in what direction the ball is coming towards the bat. After hitting the ball, in what direction the ball is moving. It is a general experience. While observing TV, your favorite cricketer, how he is applying. Very often we are hearing, what is the force exert, what a force, what a momentum, what impulses. You can calculate all these things. Just here I explain what is the change in momentum. If you know change in momentum, automatically it is nothing but the force, because according to the definition, the rate of change of momentum is called force. So from this you can calculate the force. For example, if you bring the force towards left hand side, if you find the product of force and time, what is the impulse produced by the bat on the ball also you can calculate. Okay, this is about change in momentum, what is the force applied, and hence what is the momentum caused in this case. And next thing, now let us observe how can we calculate momentum when the body velocity changes due to the action of a force. Consider a body of mass m, initially moving with a velocity u. By the application of force F, its velocity changes to v. Then automatically what happened? The initial velocity is mu, which is nothing but p initial momentum. By the application of the force F, what happened? Its velocity changes. Its velocity changes means its magnitude, direction also changes. That final velocity becomes mv, which is nothing but p phi naught. Let theta be the angle between the initial and final velocities by the action of the external force F. In such cases, how to calculate the change in momentum? Mind it, momentum is a vector quantity. That is why we have to find out along with the direction only. Now, we have change in momentum delta P is equal to P final minus P initial. While we need what is the magnitude, then this can be written as the magnitude of P final minus P initial, which is nothing but square root of P I square plus P F square minus 2 P I and P F cos theta, where theta is the angle between the initial and final directions of that body. Why its direction changes? Application of the force F, its direction changes. Let theta be the initial and final momenta of the body. In such cases, we can calculate what is the magnitude of the change in momentum using the vector law. It is nothing but from vectors addition we have magnitude of A and B. Magnitude of A plus B is equal to square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Similarly, it is nothing but magnitude of PF minus PI. This is just like magnitude of P minus Q, square root of P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. In the same way, we can calculate what is the change in the momentum. And very important thing is, mind the important point, the change in momentum is in the direction of the applied force, right? Now, I am considering when a body is subjected simultaneously by two forces, and see what happened. And this is a body having mass m. On this, when force is applied, what happened? It causes momentum due to the action of two forces. For example, one is acting in this direction, let its one momentum, and the same body is subjected to one more in this direction. Let us suppose this is second momentum, and we know clearly momentum is a vector quantity. Hence, two vectors simultaneously. Just recollect from the topic vectors. When two vectors are acting simultaneously, what is the resultant vector in magnitude and direction? We can determine the resultant of these two, that means the resultant momentum, by the very famous law called parallelogram law of vectors. By parallelogram law of vectors, like this. Let us finish the parallelogram with the two momenta as two adjacent sides. Let theta be the angle subtended by them. This is theta. Then, according to parallelogram law of vectors, the resultant of these two can be represented both in magnitude and direction by the diagonal passing through the same point. It is according to parallelogram law of vectors. How can we measure the parallelogram law of vectors? See, this is called resultant. Resultant R is equal to, square root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, 2PQ cos theta. This is standard equation from parallelogram law. When P and Q are the two vectors acting on a particle simultaneously, making an angle theta with each other, then the resultant is represented both in magnitude and direction by the diagonal passing through the same point. This is R, resultant R. Now, you apply the same technique for these cases. Two momenta, P1 and P2, are acting on the particle simultaneously. then the resultant is given by square root of p1 square plus p2 square plus 2p1 p2 and cos theta. This gives the resultant momentum of the above two, which act on the particle on the body simultaneously, making an angle theta with each other. For example, these moments are perpendicular. Our job becomes very simple. This is one of the case. It is nothing but it is P1 and this is P2. As given in the case, these two are mutually perpendicular. This theta becomes is equal to 90 degrees. Cos 90 is nothing but 0. Hence, the resultant of these two becomes square root of P1 square plus P2 square. That's all. It's very simple. Like this, we can give number of examples and number of situations. Keep in mind, the only thing, momentum is a vector quantity. Hence, all the vector laws be applicable to find the resultant both in and as well as direction also.